Hello, I'm Carlos Martí. I'm from Barcelona, Spain, and I'm from the swim and dive team.
I'm Aina Vuorinen. I'm from Espoo, Finland, and I'm in the women's soccer team.
I'm Matt Harper. I'm from Brisbane, Australia, and I'm on the men's tennis team.
My name is Sarah Killinen. I'm from Lapua, Finland, and I'm in the track and field team.
I'm Hugo Barthelyi, and I'm from France, and I play on the men's soccer team in Virginia Tech.
I'm Charlotte Rigg. I'm from Solihull, United Kingdom, and I'm on the women's Virginia Tech swim and dive team.
My name is Valentine Dillon. I'm from Paris, France, and I'm in the women's golf team.
I'm Vlad. I'm from Belarus, and I'm from track and field team.
I'm Semra Aksu. I'm from Izmir, Turkey, and I'm on the women's tennis team.
There was a point when I was finishing high school that I wanted to do something else. I wanted to go to the United States, and then I asked my dad if he knew someone from the United States. He knew Sergio Lopez because they were both in the national team. I just came here to Virginia Tech, and it was such a great decision.
I never thought about going to the States until I was like 17. During my official visit, that was like really big. My host was really great, Any Dude. She was actually telling and explaining how or what it is to move to another country. That was actually a big factor. I knew that I would have some support.
How old was I? Maybe 13. My oldest brother came to Virginia Tech, and I visited him that year in Blacksburg, and I was like, wow, this is something I want to do. And yeah, something I want to do here.
I think it was my senior year of high school. I kind of didn't know where I wanted to go. In Finland, nothing's in school, so if you go to university, you can't really combine academics and athletics. And I knew I wanted to do both. I wasn't like ready to only choose either one.
When I first started emailing schools, I had this list of the coaches that came back to me on my emails, and then it was just a random list. But Virginia Tech was actually on the top. It was the first one on the list, completely random. And I just realized it after I signed. So I was like, maybe it was a sign. You know, it was meant to happen.
I guess when COVID hit, I kind of realized that life was too short and I needed to take that opportunity with both hands. So I spoke to a recruitment agency, and the next thing I knew, I was speaking to multiple schools across the country, and I knew that is where I belonged. The opportunity was something I just couldn't resist, and that's how I ended up here.
At the start of the 2024-25 academic year, there were 75 international student athletes at Virginia Tech, coming from 34 countries, making their mark on 17 of the 22 varsity athletic teams. But it all started with one.
Hi, my name is G. Marciano. My dad was the first international student athlete at Virginia Tech. I don't think it was his idea to begin with. One of his friends in Hong Kong came first, sort of gave him the idea that if he would come, that his friend will help. He left Hong Kong by ship, and it landed in Vancouver. He was by himself, and he took train, somehow got to New York, and landed in Chinatown and went to work as waiter. Somehow he was able to find his way to study at Fort Union, By the time my dad got to Virginia Tech, his friend has switched to VMI, so he was still alone. Li Ki Tao, Li Hao Yong, Kai Ti Li. But the name that he loved the most and wanted to use was at Virginia Tech, Kato Lee. Well, he was a hurdler, and then he played little tennis. He was good in all sports, really. He was a very athletic person, but mostly that he liked the best, is the hurdle. I don't know why he tried to teach us, but none of us could do it. He was a well-read person, very well-read. And he always studied different cultures. He was well aware of what he should do to adjust.
More than a century later, some of those same themes remain as international student athletes adjust to life at Virginia Tech.
Culturally, I thought I was going to be fine. Honestly, I was like, England and the US, so similar culturally. But honestly, I learned a lot about myself as a person through that transition.
All my life I was really interested in American culture. I'm a history major and I was really interested in American history. I kind of saw what I was expecting to see here.
The biggest difference was like how individual everyone is here. I think in Turkey we have more of a collective culture, but I feel like people here are more individualistic, which kind of surprised me, to be honest. I think that's also a great aspect because I also learned to be individual and I also learned how to live by myself.
I think the food was a big culture shock. It was very different, like how I used to eat in France and how I eat here, like even like about the time. Like in France we eat late at night, for example we get dinner at like 9 p.m. or even later, and here like getting dinner at 7 or even 6 sometimes was weird for me at the beginning.
I think athletically that was kind of like also my safety space in a way. Like everything else was so new, like school, where I was living, language, but like soccer was the same way, except like it was called soccer, we called it football, so that was a big thing. Whenever people would ask, I would be like, oh, football's fun, and they're like, no, it's not football. But other than that, like soccer is soccer wherever you are, so that was nice.
In France, there is only the French team, but there is no high school team. It's like you go to the tournament you want, and you just play on your own. So it's also really different, like to play in a team, but it's really nice.
Yeah, it was a big step up, I would say. I felt like I had a wake-up call. I was one of the better juniors in my age group in Australia, and then I come here and I struggled at first, definitely. I didn't realise how high the level was.
Athletically was like a big challenge for me. So I'd kind of gone from a big fish in a little pond to a little fish in a very big pond, and that took me a long time to adjust. I struggled, I think, to kind of realise like where I stood.
I am a really vocal person and I like to connect with people a lot, and because I was so insecure of my English speaking skills, I wanted to only speak perfect English. I think that was the luck, and I think that's why I really couldn't connect with people on my freshman year, and that was really difficult, not gonna lie.
Being on the Virginia Tech swim and dive team, we've had so many people from so many different cultures that you really do have to kind of work together and kind of respect each other, respect each other's different beliefs, and work together and communicate on that.
As international student athletes adjust to their new life in the United States, they still have found ways to appreciate and embrace where they came from.
I definitely have started to respect and like understand my background a lot more coming in here, and the language too. Like I never really realized how like special it is to like understand a language like that until I came in here.
My dad was an old-fashioned person. He believes in your talent. What's given to you, you need to use it all to the very best, not to be compromised in any way, you know, like that's how he believes, that athletic ability is a gift.
My goal is every tournament try to put the French flag on the top of the leaderboard, and like I'm trying to do my best and to make history for my French country. Some people can figure out that I'm French, so I don't hide it, but I will say that I'm more French in my country, and here I just try to adapt with the culture stuff.
Here I'm trying to adapt, like even if like everyone can tell I'm not American, obviously, like first my accent and just everything, if sometimes my way to dress, my way like to talk and everything, my way to think, but like here I'm trying to adapt and like being as American as I can. At home I'm more myself and French, I would say.
A lot of guys, they'll pick up on words I say and they'll add it to like their vocabulary and stuff like that. And then I go home and I get called an American because I've changed some words I say.
Noticing my own Finnish traits and characteristics much more here. I don't know, I think in general, just being away from home is something that just emphasizes the characteristics that I have from home, because those are really like who I am. I think having friends who understand me and the cultural traits is a big factor.
Everyone in Spain is like so amazed at Virginia Tech and all that, because the best swimmers in Spain are here in Virginia Tech. Everyone, I'd say my friends, family in Spain are like, damn, Virginia Tech is like such a nice place, and it is. And I'm really happy that they have this image.
Being at Virginia Tech changes these student athletes in some ways as they adapt to parts of American culture, but they're able to combine the best of both worlds.
I feel like I mention Blacksburg and Virginia Tech like a couple times a day when I'm at home. when I'm back home in Turkey, like it's not as cold for me. So whenever I would go out, I would be like, yeah, it's not cold for me. I'm from Blacksburg now, you know, like.
I'm really proud of being a student here. So when I go back home, of course I wear my clothes because I'm proud to be a Hokie. The experience I'm living here is just amazing and it's the best experience in my life.
For me, it was definitely I was trying to live the way that I was living at home, even though like I just need to adjust the way that you live here, but still not forgetting yourself and where you come from. Would say like to my friends and family, like I have kind of like two versions of myself, like Virginia Tech version and then my home version. It's kind of a different in a good way a little bit.
Everyone is so competitive. They want to be successful in whatever they do. I really feel that I'm free to do whatever I want, and that exceeded my expectations. Like I knew I was going to be happy here, but I really think I lived the best 4 years of my life.
For one thing, he was born in Thailand, and Thailand was in turmoil, and you're not totally free to express. And then come to America, and it suited him because he feels free. Nobody is controlling him or his thinking.
People are grinding. They grind hard, and I love it. American people really appreciate and respect athletes. When you say you're an athlete, they're just like, oh wow, you're an athlete. Wow, that's cool. That's really cool, and good for you, and good luck.
The landscape of sports in America can differ from the international versions these athletes are accustomed to, but feeling at home on the field, on the court, or in the pool helps them adjust to the differences.
I feel like track and field is so much more popular here than back in Belarus. You can just clearly see it on the meets because of the amount of viewers. You had people respecting athletes more here.
We don't realize how lucky we are sometimes. It's just like being a student athlete, like it's like a lot of luck, and we have to enjoy it like because it's only 4 or 5 years, and after you can stop or like keep playing, depends, but like you just have to enjoy it and like be grateful for everything we got, I think.
Team aspect, especially in track and field, and just like the support system. There are so many great people in the SAS and student athlete development, and then the entire athletic department is literally full of people who want to support us.
Being an athlete there, he was able to make friends with other athletes. He thought very well of the athletes, people that he said they treated him very kindly.
After completing my first season, I was like, wow, like, you know, like now I feel like I've given something from myself to this school. Playing tennis in Turkey, it was very individualistic, but here you're playing something more than yourself, and like your team, your teammates, your coaches, and like all the people that support you. It's like a huge team here, and I think it's playing like for a community, playing for something bigger than yourself.
Since I've been here, I competed I think in 5 or 6 World Championships and 1 Olympics. And in my last World Championships, I was able to win gold medal. I think the Olympics for me, it was really nice because it opened my eyes in terms of like what I really want to do in sports.
What I love about swimming is the lessons it has taught me over the years. Hard work, determination, grit, resilience. In the US, you swim for something way bigger than yourself. You swim for your team, you swim for Virginia Tech, you swim for Blacksburg, and I think that has been an amazing transition.
Sports brought these student athletes to Virginia Tech, but by immersing themselves in the total experience of college life and Virginia Tech's culture, they've grown in ways bigger than they ever imagined.
I think this is very cheesy to say, but I think this is home. That feeling I got already during my official visit before I was even a student here.
I feel like it's not really well known, but I'm always representing Virginia Tech wherever I go. It's all I wear, pretty much.
I think Virginia Tech gave him so many things that he could use and rely on all through his career. He was successful. He doesn't do anything halfway, you know. The leader of the group, he naturally rose to the highest rank, you know, always. He just absolutely loved the school and loved everything about Virginia Tech.
I think it's not easy every day, but it's something amazing, and I think the experience I'm living, I cannot live it in Europe, so I'm really happy to be here.
My first month or 2 months, I was like, damn, I'm like part of something bigger than me. These last World Championships in December, I was obviously representing Spain. I had the Spanish flag and everything, but at the same time, I'm representing the Hokies.
I'm starting my master's in industrial engineering in Finland. We're packing my stuff back again in those suitcases that I came here with and going back to Finland. I think in a way I'm ready for this chapter to be like close, but then also like I'll miss all my friends so much, which is crazy to think about how like in 4 years I made such a good friendships that will last a lifetime.
Blacksburg is a place that I'm not afraid to show like my true self. You know, I feel like I'm more comfortable.
Virginia Tech is like part of who I am now, and that is not something that's ever gonna change. Once a Hokie, always a Hokie.
Being away from home is hard for all college students, but especially with the unique challenges faced by international students. Feeling a sense of community can ease that burden, and there's nothing more unifying than 65,000 people jumping together to enter Sandman.
First football game, I think I was just in awe of college football, Lane Stadium, jumping to enter Sandman, and I was like, I had goosebumps all over me.
I will never listen to that song anymore without like having some kind of memory from here.
We have professional sports in Australia, and in my city, like Lane Stadium is bigger than our professional sport. Crazy, like yeah, Enter Sandman is just one of a kind.
All my friends back home knows what Enter Sandman means. That's a big part of my pre-competition routine.
We walked in and I was like, whoa. And when like Enter Sandman started playing and like all that, I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Everyone in Spain, and they just say it's like the Hokie song, you know? Every time I hear that song, it's like, oh, that's Virginia Tech.
All jumping together for a football team, and I didn't even know the rules or anything, but everyone was just like all there together for one thing.
Virginia Tech has provided a great experience for these student athletes. Now they're ready to pay it forward with advice to make the transition smoother for those that follow in their footsteps.
Enjoy the experience, work hard, and meet as many people as you can, because there's a lot of great people here.
Just enjoy your time here, like take everything you can take, like any memories, like everything you can take it.
Try to understand yourself and try to know what you want so you can adapt easier. And if you feel homesick or if you have trouble, you know yourself, you know what makes you happy.
And when you come in here, you just have to adjust, you have to give your all into it, kind of forget what you had at home and just start as a new person in a way. Just take a leap.
Enjoy it from the first moment you arrive here, because that's what I did, and I'm really happy that I did it this way.
Don't be scared to change your life. It's always like scary to go in something you don't know. So yeah, just be brave.
I'm lucky to be his daughter. He was a wonderful dad. When you're down, get up. That's what he said. Don't dig a hole, go up.
When they say that like this is home, they really mean it. Like I have just fell in love with Blacksburg and Virginia Tech, the swim and dive team, the athletic community. I've never had that sense of belonging before, and that sense of community and that sense of family in a different environment. And I think Virginia Tech has something really special going on here, and I'm so glad that I chose this place.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Valentine Delon, je viens de Paris, en France, et je suis dans l'équipe de golf de Virginia Tech.
Moi, mun nimi on Sara Killinen. Mä oon Lapualta, Suomesta, ja mä oon täällä Virginia Techissä yleisurheilujoukkueessa.
Hola, soy Carrasco Martí, soy de Barcelona, España, y estoy en el equipo de natación de Virginia Tech.
Minun nimeni on Aino Vuorinen, olen kotoisin Espoosta, Suomesta, ja mä oon Virginia Tech naisten joukkueen pelaaja.
Merhaba, ben İzmir, Türkiye'den Semra ve Virginia Tech tenis takımında oyuncuyum.